What's up, people? This is WWE Breakdowns, and we're coming at you from Madison Square Garden. Well, at least the Raw is happening in Madison Square Garden. We're not there. And we
Yep.
are doing the Monday, 30th of, what, we're in March right now?
March, yes, yes,
Of
yes.
March. And I believe to start this off, it was a promo between Stephanie and Cody Rhodes, right?
Yeah, Cody Rhodes comes out, and before he even gets started, Stephanie McMahon comes out making a return. I guess you could say she's gonna be inducted to the Hall of Fame, is what I'm trying to say.
That's probably
So,
why they did it. They're like, I gotta shoehorn her in here somewhere.
but some, yeah, I mean, some people in the Hall of Fame can't appear, but Stephanie can. So she comes out and says she's here to talk about WrestleMania, and she basically tells Cody Rhodes that he cannot beat this version of Randy Orton.
In short, she comes out, you a bitch. You always been a bitch, and Randy gonna win.
Yep, in short, basically what you said, plus your dad's better than you, and you can't do what your dad did.
Well, then why didn't my dad win the championship, huh, bitch? Mm.
I I did like that Cody brought up Orton's past, including the things that he did to Stephanie, aka RKOing her, kissing her while Triple H was handcuffed to the rope,
Punting her in the skull, I believe, several
punting
times.
her. Yep. So basically Cody says, I'm not afraid of Randy, and he says, you're right, I'm not my dad, and you aren't yours either. And Stephanie just decides, oh, I'm gonna slap you. So she slaps the shit out of him.
That's probably because low key, that's a dig. I didn't think about that. Bro literally said, and you're not a pedophilic, child raping, woman raping, sexual abusing asshole. It's basically what
That
he
that
said without
is
saying it.
exactly that's probably why she slapped him, because she took offense, not because he said, oh, you're not like your dad. She took offense because you're saying don't bring him up. Okay. He's not here
Yeah.
no more.
Of all people to talk about daddies, you should not talk about
Yeah.
daddies.
Yeah, exactly. So she says if you can't think like him at WrestleMania, then at WrestleMania will be the last time that you're announced as WWE champion. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, say Randy wins it, when Randy loses it again, or if, obviously, because Randy Orton's going to lose it at some point, who's to say that Cody doesn't win it from that person? Stephanie didn't use her brain.
True.
So she goes to leave, but Cody grabs her by the arm and turns her around. And I was like, "Oh, we're gonna get
RKO.
Triple H."
Hits her with the Cody cutter out of nowhere.
But we didn't get that. He just said, I got two words for you. And the crowd was like, yeah, suck it. Yeah, we love Triple H. But we're going to figure out soon later that that's not true. But anyway, he just tells Stephanie, thank you, and then leaves the ring. And the crowd literally boos the shit out of Cody Rhodes.
It's because they want him to be a bad guy so bad, but it's like that's what I think people have lost when they've like killed kayfabe is good guy is supposed to be almost sickeningly nice, kind of like how Hulk Hogan was, kind of like how John Cena was, kind of like how fucking Hunter or not Hunter, fucking Hurricane was, where he was like awfully fucking sweet and nice. Like that's what a real old school babyface looks like.
But if Randy Orton is the one that turned heel, why would they also turn Cody heel?
Cause
Nobody wants to
they,
see heel versus heel. That's
yeah,
not, that
some
doesn't make
people
money.
are like, well, kayfabe doesn't matter, so you can do it, and it's like, but entertainment still matters, and that's not
Yeah.
interesting.
So if entertainment is the kayfabe factor, then it doesn't matter. Kayfabe died a long time ago, long time ago,
It was barely
and
kicking when in the '90s when we started, and it's been
exactly
dead at least since the '80s.
when Triple H and Scott Hall and Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash hugged in the middle of the ring, and some dude said, "Yo, I got this futuristic tool called the video camera," and decided to record it.
And when in the
What
'80s,
happened?
when all those interviewers were talking shit to Hulk Hogan and every other wrestler about how it's fake, it's been dead since then, bro.
Yeah, and what
People,
happens? when
People
you
still
tell the
believed it.
Undertaker wrestling's fake, he kicks the shit out of you because fake and scripted are two different things.
Right. And or
So
Triple H, or not Triple H, when Hulk Hogan basically gave brain damage to an interviewer for calling it fake.
yeah, there's certain guys that you just don't say that to, and apparently I haven't seen it recently, but if you go on YouTube, you can find some stuff.
I just
Uh,
hate that argument though, because if you know the history of wrestling truly, like if you're a true historian, the whole reason why our version of wrestling was made is because it was scripted, but technically not fake at one point, right? So people were fighting, like they were beating each other up. But then people who could actually fight came into it and started beating up their champions. So then they had to make it fully scripted, aka fully fake, and only let people in who agreed to do the scripted matches, which does make it technically fake because you're now no longer actually fighting each other at all. And it's both agreed upon by both participants who's going to win and do what and do this. Like, yeah, the pain is real. I'm never going to take that away from them. But, like, it is not a real fight. It is not real wrestling. It is scripted and it is fake, but it is okay. That doesn't make it less. I hate that that's the thing. People are immediately assuming because it's not real that it's lesser than, and that's what I am pissed off about.
well, I make the argument all the time that well, wrestling's fake and you don't watch it. Does that mean you don't watch movies or TV shows? Do you just watch?
Yup.
You don't watch TV? You go outside and look at real
Mm-hmm.
life?
And the stuntmen and actors in movies get hurt all the time because those things are real. Like you can't fake any scene fully without CGI, but like
Yeah,
it's
but
yeah.
I'm saying any beef like in a movie isn't. I mean, it's
Right, but when people
for the
say it's
plot.
not real, what they mean is those people don't actually hate each other. They're just arguing for funsies.
Exactly. That's what wrestling is, just with more violence
Right.
and
It's literally
not
just
stunt doubles.
it's theater mixed with sport.
Yeah.
But y'all
So,
watch boxing and y'all watch football, and we all know that shit's rigged. So,
oh, if
bro,
football ain't fucking rigged, especially when the Super Bowl comes around,
the Tom
I
Brady,
don't
the
know.
great deflator.
Yeah. I I mean, I guess every sport has its controversy, but football is definitely the number one up there.
And then same with boxing or like UFC events and any form of combat because they can have the referees paid off to do shit, let shit
Oh
happen,
yeah,
not
I
check
forgot
shit.
the boxing event with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson or not.
That one I
Was it
don't
Mike
think
Tyson?
was
Yeah.
fake. That one everyone says was fake. Then they cite this video where he throws an overhand and it misses. But I think what happened was is Mike Tyson was smart enough to know his punch wasn't going to land and he pulled his hand back.
Oh, they're saying something about Mike got a bunch of money to throw the fight, so they think he did. I don't know. I wasn't there.
I don't know why people think that as if Mike Tyson needs money though. He owns one of the most successful smoking companies ever. His fucking Mike Tyson
Exactly.
brand is fucking popping. He's not one of these fighters who's missing money.
He didn't even need to fight the little TikTok queen, but he still did.
He just likes doing that shit. Maybe he really is like losing a bunch of money. I don't know, but I've literally heard that like you know how he has vapes and he has like bongs and he has all that other shit. Like
Yeah, he's
apparently
got a
that
whole
stuff's
bunch to know.
done really good from what I hear.
Oh, okay.
But
Anyway,
yeah, my bad. That was a
going
total
back
side.
to going back to YouTubers and TikTokers, we see I Show Speed backstage telling Adam Pierce that he needs to find Danhausen
It's the Van Helsing.
because the curse is just so bad. It's been ruining his week. His week's just been terrible. And so Danhausen appears and he tells him he wants to be uncursed. And Danhausen's like, well, I want $1 million and I want your streaming rights. He's like, I can't do that, man. And
He's like,
he
you
walks
are still cursed.
he walks off and Adam's like, aren't you supposed to disappear? But he doesn't, and it's kind of awkward. Like Danhausen just kind of gives like a little weird glare at the camera.
They re go back
Which
to that later too, which was funny.
yeah. which is pretty funny. Um,
I'm loving it. He's not just doing the same thing over and
finally,
over.
finally, the Usos got a song that is for two people.
Just for the end of this match to happen.
Yes,
What
but
the fuck?
I'm gonna I'm gonna praise it for that we finally got it because I don't know, maybe they listened to us or maybe they just figured, hey, it's time. I don't know.
That is one thing
I,
I
I
miss
couldn't
about
say.
old Vince McMahon is he would never ever let a team go out that wasn't like a Rhea Ripley EO type of team without a fucking tag team like entrance.
And the song wasn't bad either. I mean, it was like for the little bit that we did here, it wasn't that bad. And it was definitely better than it's just me, Oos, and here come people that are tag team champions. So which one is it? Just Oos?
They wanted to see just how many people would still yeet after the fucking like end of the yeet movement before they fully switched it over. They're like, all right, I guess everybody's finally stopped fucking eating with this asshole. Let's
Yeah,
fucking do
no,
it.
yeah. People stopped eating like months ago.
But there were still like five little fucking 3-year-olds in the crowd that were like, yeah, and the fat like idiot who's like, oh, I know everything about wrestling type person who's like, yeet still. So like,
They
mm,
can download their songs on their phones that I'm pretty sure they're just newer than mine, and they can still eat. Anyway, so this is the Usos versus the Vision for the World Tag Team Championships, and so Vision members being Logan Paul and Theory, or wait, no, he's back to Austin Theory now. That's right, because Braun is injured because things
that's
happen.
crazy. Bro needs to fix his vagina and unpull his groin.
You know, so many people saw this masked person walking in before Raw, and everybody thought it was him, and it wasn't. I don't even think people actually figured out who it was, or maybe it was him. He just didn't appear on the show. I have no idea. Anyway, as we so this was a street fight, so it was kind of fun. The Vision got trash cans put on their head and got beat with kendo sticks because why not? But Logan Paul's mom, who is sitting at ringside, goes in her purse and gives him brass knuckles.
Wait, bro, what
Logan
kind of
Paul's
mom?
mom gives her son brass knuckles.
Well, we see where he gets his piece of shit tendencies from. Said, Mom, you raised a piece of shit. She's like, yeah? Where do you think you got it from?
And then LA Knight, who's on commentary, walks over there and just starts beating his ass in front of his mom. Because, like you said, he got his piece of shit from somewhere, so might as well do it in front of the lady. Um, and then as Paul's getting beat up, he grabs I Show Speed and pulls him over the barricade because things. I Show Speed decides I'm going to be a wrestler today and puts the knucks on. And when LA Knight puts his hand on his shoulder, he punches him in the face.
Which, weren't they being all nicey nice to each other backstage or something like that?
I'm guessing he thought it was one of the Vision members, is what the story sounds like.
That's,
Which, yeah,
yeah.
it's weird. Yeah.
It's,
Then
it,
Logan Paul somehow gets a hold of them and hits Jimmy, who was trying to hit a suicide dive. And when did he grab them?
I don't know.
Jay takes him out, and then Theory collapses into the cover. I don't even know where Theory was, but he was apparently in the ring. And he pins Jimmy, and now we have new tag team champions, which any person who's been watching wrestling for more than like a month could figure out because they've been doing nothing with these titles. And
Yeah, I feel like they've honestly disrespected the men's tag division was doing kind of good, and then they gave it to them and it actually brought it down. Like usually they're the ones that have uplifted the men's tag division on a lot of instances with like the New Day.
yeah,
Um, all that work got killed with this tag team like bring together because they spit on the titles. They literally hit to the point where they had to reference it on Raw, basically with like, why the fuck is Jey Uso in the Elimination Chamber fighting for the Royal Rumble or whatever the fuck it was, when he's a tag team champion, and Jay's just like, yeah, why are you doing that? Or
Why
not
am I
Jay,
doing
Jimmy.
this?
Was like, why are you doing this? What about our tag titles? Why don't you care about them?
He basically said last week that he didn't care about no tag titles.
Yep, and then they lost him. I hope this leads to a feud between them. I hope they do a Matt Hardy, fucking Jeff Hardy level feud, because I feel like Jimmy is Jeff, or I mean, I'm Matt, and Jay is Jeff, and Matt, in this instance, is getting sick of Jeff's shit and is going to eventually beat him in, and they're gonna have a match together, hopefully.
You think they want to do another rivalry between them?
I hope so, because I can't really fully remember the last one. I think it's been enough time where like I don't really remember enough about what happened to really be like, I've seen this before. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I
if
can see that.
they do it with the new angle where it's like you went up and did your main event thing and forgot about me.
That would be, yeah. I mean, honestly, that'd be a good storyline. A brother feels shunned by the other brother. But let's actually make Jimmy matter and have Jimmy win at least, even if it's just once.
Yes, yes. No,
Just
I think
once.
he should win at least like if say Jimmy had a or Jay had a title of some kind, like a U.S. title or a heavyweight title, even, and then that's how you get Jimmy into the main event scene as well.
Jimmy should have won the U.S. title like 3 months ago when he challenged for it, and they fumbled with that really bad because he was actually like really over with the fans, and yeah, they kind of fumbled with that.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't he the one who had like alcohol issues though? So like he probably is why he's being held back. I would imagine.
I think they didn't they both though.
I think if I'm not mistaken, didn't Jay have it in the beginning, but kind of stopped, and then Jimmy kept having it even during like Jay's like main event run.
I don't know the last time he got arrested.
I think it was like, if I'm not mistaken, semi recently, but I don't know. I've stopped keeping up with that because like he kind of became a
Yeah, I don't.
revolving door
Yeah,
of getting drunk.
exactly. Then we get Liv Morgan coming out to the ring, and he basically calls Stephanie Vaquer a bitch and says, "You're attacking my family and me from behind, but you're scared, and I come from here in this wrestling ring, and it's on site." Girl, if it was on site, why did you sit there and argue with her in Spanish while Dom was telling you everything she was saying and then cried about it?
That's
Just
fair.
saying. Just saying. Um,
It's funny
now
because
I
that's the wrong person to say to. Stephanie's like, okay, then, bitch, let's do it.
no, I don't speak Spanish, so I could be interpreting this wrong. I do know that she called her a bitch again at the end of the sentence, but it sounded like she called her mother a bastard. I could be wrong. I'm not Spanish. So if I am, she insulted her mom in Spanish and then called her a bitch again.
She's like
That's
Shinsuke. She needs
that's
to come with
yeah,
subtitles.
it should.
And it
So
wouldn't be any
Vaquer,
effort on their part,
yeah,
like at all.
yeah. I mean, I know Buto is bitch. I don't know what was said in between. I have no idea. Madre is mom. I know that, and that's it. That's it. Um, so Vaquer obviously doesn't take kindly to this, and she takes Liv down and then grabs a chair. And then we get Roxanne Perez attacking her from behind, making her return, holding Vaquer in place so Liv can hit Oblivion on the chair. Roxanne Perez is back from injury, and the Judgment Day is up a member that they were down after kicking out Finn Balor.
And my second favorite member. Now it's heavily lopsided as a female team, though. I feel like JD just feels like out of place in there. It's
Yeah, I mean Dom's got
Dom's
like
the
the
girl
AAA title.
from,
He's doing his
yeah.
yeah, exactly. He's doing his own thing, and now it's just him. And yeah, now it's kind of like this, you know.
I wonder if they're gonna bring in another dude, maybe, or if they really care. If this is just a female thing now, and then they just beat up JD.
I mean, are they just slowly going to start just weeding people out? Like, that seems to be what's happening here.
They just jumped Dom and JD, and then they just kicked
Like,
them out. They're like, "Yep, we're bad bitches now."
there's technically no OG members left. Like, yeah, you could argue that Dom is one, but like, the group was like already formed before he got there.
This is true
So,
because
it's a
the
little
original was Damian Priest and who else? Rhea Ripley,
Edge
maybe.
and Rhea Ripley. And
Yeah,
you could argue that it was Finn because that's when like it fully got started, was when after Finn got like recruited and they kicked out Edge. But if you're going
mm,
by logistics, it was Edge, Priest, and Rhea, which none of them are even close.
yeah. Because didn't the title of the Judgment Day come when the Edge made the tag team together with them?
Yeah,
So then, yeah,
because
that's when it started. Fuck.
with,
But
yeah,
anyways,
because when Finn got there, they kicked out Edge, and then that's what led to Edge and Balor at Royal Rumble with Demon Balor in the Judgment Day attire.
right. I gotta rewatch that match.
Yeah, it was actually a good match. When I think about it. It was in a, was it a steel cage? Yeah, I think it was steel cage. Anyway, I show Speed again, and he's freaking out. And the Vision says, "Yo, stick with us. You'll be safe." And then Heyman's like,
Not
"Hey,
from a
take him
curse
out
though.
to go get some food. He'll be fine."
Not from that curse though.
No, that curse is really messing with him. And he's Heyman says, "Well, the Usos are gonna kill him." And then Heyman acts like a child about some email that Adam Pearce sent him, and I'll tell you, it's not the last time we're gonna hear about that. Then we get Lyra, Valkyria, and Bailey versus the Irresistible Forces for the women's tag team titles. And I'm not sighing like that because this was a bad match. This was actually a fantastic match. I'm sighing because of the ending. I I don't know where I know where it went wrong. I just don't know why it went wrong. And I figured out why it went wrong because of a match that got set up at WrestleMania. But I was under the impression that Nikki Bella was injured, but apparently that's not the case.
Unfortunately, I mean,
So everyone's down in the ring, and the Bellas come down. Right after them, it's Flair and Bliss. And then, for some reason, well, the Irresistible Forces attack all four of them. And for some reason, Flair and Bliss decide, let's go clip Nia in the knee and get Bailey and Lyra DQ'd. Now, I get it. I do. But, I mean, if you want an easier tag team title match, why are you not letting Valkyria and Bailey win it?
right.
Just saying, because I mean, I get it now. There's a fatal four-way tag match at WrestleMania with the four teams that were just discussed, and it's fine. But this was such a good match, and to end it like that, I don't know. It just kind of feels cheap. Kind of feels like BS.
Right.
Like we don't get many matches that are good like this anymore, and we get one and they take it away from us. I mean, I don't know. I enjoyed the match anyway. I don't. Some people may have said it wasn't that good. I mean, it was pretty good for what it was. It
Yeah,
wasn't
that
very good
wasn't
at the
too bad.
beginning, but once it got going, it got better.
Right. Exactly.
Um. So yeah. So then the Bellas, Flair, Bliss, Lyra, and Bailey. They fight out the Irresistible Forces and then argue about what happened. And it's like nobody else has an argument. Lyra and Bailey got screwed. That's the fact. Okay. I don't know if they were gonna win, but now we'll never know. Are we? Brock Lesnar comes out in his ring gear after this, and he's ready. He wants this fight. He's ready. He took out the cowboy hat. He took the jeans off, and he said, "I'm ready because last week I had jeans on and I couldn't wrestle." And
I
The
mean,
week
have
before
you seen how
that,
tight his jeans are?
and the week before that, I got distracted by Seth Rollins. Okay, thank you, Heyman, for painting the picture of why he got his ass handed to him for the last 2 weeks.
This segment was so funny to me.
And while Heyman is hyping up Brock, Brock just grabs the mic and he's like, "No, Oba, bring your ass out here." And Heyman, you should have did that in the first place. And it was kind of funny because he was talking about his time in UFC, like saying that everybody would like piss themselves, and it's like I don't think a UFC fighter's ever pissed themselves at the sight of Brock Lesnar because that would just be really unsanitary in the octagon.
I mean, I like peeing
I
myself
just,
every now and again. Feels good.
I mean, maybe I don't know. The
It's
octagon is
fun.
it white still? I have no idea.
You see a bunch of like red and then one yellow stain.
Just blood, and then it's like, oh, what's that? I think that's piss, dude. Don't touch that.
That guy that fought Brock Lesnar peed everywhere. He just started pissing.
Adam Pierce comes out and tells him it's not happening and he needs to protect his WrestleMania main event. Pierce, in case someone didn't tell you, Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble. That's your WrestleMania main event, bud. This isn't
Yeah.
insane. But then Oba's music hits and he marches down to the ring. Oba Femi destroyed about 5 security guards in like 4 seconds.
I'm not even getting in the way. I'm just like, I'm going to pretend like I'm trying to restrain him. And then as soon as he comes near me, I'm like, walking away.
And then Adam Pierce has to be. He either just really dumb or he just thinks he's tough shit because he got Obafemi's face and Obafemi literally just pushed him to the side into the barricade.
No, he's getting fine.
Like he was nothing.
Big
And then
finals.
Femi marches around the whole ring, right? And they get in the ring and they're face to face. And then here comes Triple H.
He said, push me aside, bitch. I may be
You guys
65 years old or whatever now, but I'll beat your ass.
You guys were chanting "suck it" earlier when Cody said, "I got 2 words for you," but you're booing Triple H.
As we always say, evidence to the file of WWE fans don't really actually know what they want. They just want us, yeah.
Fickle. I mean, they could have been booing because they knew he was coming out to break up the fight, which is fair, but at the same time, this is a WrestleMania main event, and WWE is really strict on WrestleMania main events.
Well, and what did you think was going to happen? You really thought they were going to have the match in fucking
Right.
Madison Square Garden when they can have it at WrestleMania?
Exactly. In Vegas. Lesnar leaves the ring with really no option but to give a security guard that Obafemi took out an F5 because, I guess. I don't really know why he did it. He just did.
Right. He also had you just talked about the tantrum where he's throwing around those steel chairs. Yeah. Or not steel chairs, steel steps. Bro was just like, yeah, take that. He didn't know what to do.
Funny.
It felt very awkward.
He picked them up and like aimed them at Obafemi and then aimed them at like Adam Pierce, and then he was like, "Yeah, never mind. I'm gonna just, yeah."
At least throw a win in the ring. Like, I'm sure they can move out of the way.
Yeah, I'm sure they could. Like they're not.
Or just say something right before you throw it. Be like, back up. And then yeet.
Right. I usually don't talk about these video interviews because they're just a bunch of like gibberish and hearsay, blah blah blah. But this one by Finn Balor was actually pretty good. He talks about how he did some things in the Judgment Day he's not proud of. He says that Dom is a self-entitled jackass. But he's part of the reason to blame because he helped create it because When he turned on his dad, Dom came to Finn, I guess, and was like, "Hey, help me out, bro." So Finn says that he's going to destroy that jackass at WrestleMania. So they're having a match at WrestleMania for no title, just bragging rights.
Right, why didn't Dom win the fucking US title? What is Sammy doing out here? Or just keep it at that point and give it to Finn. Or Finn win it.
I don't. Yeah, like he should just kept the Intercontinental title and just give Finn another. It's fine. It's whatever.
Send them
Speaking
bitches
of
over to SmackDown just to steal Sammy's
the,
title opportunity, then fuck him, kick him out of the WrestleMania.
did
Get
Sammy really
booted.
need a match at WrestleMania?
He hasn't won all year, so no.
Exactly. Speaking of the Intercontinental Championship, it is Penta versus Kofi for the Intercontinental title. And apparently, I don't have Twitter or X or whatever the hell it's called now. Apparently, that's how this match got set up. Um, the match was fine, I guess. Wasn't really that great. The highlight, Kofi's arguing with Waller, saying don't touch him after Waller puts him back in the ring. Penta slammed Kofi on table. While Kofi is on the ground, Waller says, "Oh, you don't need me. Looks like you need me now." And
Yeah.
then Penta hits this dude with a Mexican destroyer because fuck Grayson Waller.
Right, I was actually surprised by that. I'm like, damn, bro was literally not even trying to like interfere. He was just like agreeing with you beating his ass, and you just kick the shit out of him.
Bro is literally talking shit to your opponent in their face who's supposed to be his friend, and you're just like, shut up.
He said, "I don't speak English. Get out of my way."
Kofi hit Penta with Trouble in Paradise. Well, they said it was Trouble in Paradise. In midair as Penta jumps off the top rope, which he kicks out of. So I am inclined to believe that it was not Trouble in Paradise. Penta recovers from this and then hits a Mexican destroyer and retains the Intercontinental Championship. Which, is fine to be expected. Penta does say at WrestleMania he will defend his title in a ladder match, but he doesn't say against who at the time. I forget who they actually said it was, but that'll be a mystery for another time. Oh, and then we get Adam Pearce backstage asking Heyman about this fucking mythical email again.
Mm.
Because when you send your employee an email, you expect them to, I guess, read it right away. But he says, "I'm from New York. I keep my ear to the streets. I don't read what was it called? This email? I don't read whatever that's called. I don't read those." So for anybody in New York that's watching this, do you guys just not read emails?
They put their ears on the road.
Yeah, you guys put your ears on the road. You don't read emails.
Nope.
So when you apply for a job, you just put your ear on the road and wait to hear back. Because if you do,
like,
that's
hey.
fine. What?
The road will be like, "Hey, you got that job."
Yeah, you got that. Don't check your phone. You're good. Heyman comes out to the ring, praises the Vision a little bit for winning, and then Heyman says he wanted to give us Lesnar and Femi, but they wouldn't. And then Pierce interrupts him and asks about this damn email again. Pierce, you just asked him about this email. He didn't read it. Okay? He didn't read it. So he's going to tell us what's in the email because Paul Heyman's too stubborn to read the damn email because he's got his ear on the road. He tells us that Boston PD dropped the charges against Seth Rollins. And Heyman claims he knew that, but he says it in a really shaky voice. But he also says that he doesn't fear anybody. So I don't know why he sounded scared. He also announces that Seth Rollins is medically cleared to compete.
Yes.
So
Is back.
Seth Rollins is got the charges dropped by the PD, and he's medically cleared to compete. Okay. And then Rollins hits Heyman in the back with a chair, and I think this is where we all thought, "Oh, Braun Breaker is going to come back." Do you think? No, you'd be wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Because right as he's about to stomp Paul Heyman's fat head into a chair, Gunther locks him in a sleeper hold. And did anybody ask for this? Or am I being too harsh? I don't want this
They had
match.
to do something with like both of them, I guess, because neither of them had a WrestleMania opportunity to look coming their way realistically. And with Ray getting injured, I think they had to do something with Gunther and Seth coming back from injury. It kind of worked out perfect, I feel like.
Yeah, but uh,
Otherwise,
it's
they're
not
both
really a
just
match.
wrestlers.
Yeah, it's not a match I'm like crazy about seeing. I don't know. Maybe more build will give me something to look forward to.
It's Seth and Gunther. It's gonna be good. I'm pretty sure, no matter what. Those dudes are like
Yeah.
probably the best wrestlers in WWE right now.
So he points to a WrestleMania sign after Seth's already passed out and tells him that's what's waiting for him. And Gunther, until he watches that back later, he didn't hear what you said. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that. I really don't think he heard you.
Well,
And
I'm
then for
curious,
some
who do
reason,
you put over with that shit? Like, who do you make win that match?
right? Like the only way I can see, like, I feel like they want to put Gunther over, right? But the only way that I could see that happening is if Braun Breaker costs Seth Rollins the match or something, because there's no way
Ooh.
that you could have either of those guys lose clean. It would have to be like a really BS like way of costing someone a match, because these guys are just on top of their game right now, and it just wouldn't make sense.
I could see that.
If you ask who needs it more, I guess in the
Like,
moment you could argue that it's Seth Rollins, because just coming back from injury and everything that's happened, but also you don't want to derail everything that Gunther just did at the
right.
beginning of this year and last year.
He just retired a bunch of people, and now
E-
he's gonna
exactly.
potentially lose. And then at least with Seth, like you said, if he gets DQ'd or something by like one of the division.
Like even if Paul Heyman comes out with Breaker and distracts the ref, and then he hits a spear on him and Gunther wins that way, like it doesn't really hurt anyone's credibility in a way, you know, because it's outside interference. So I feel like that's the route that they're gonna go. But I mean, I could be wrong. We'll see.
I think that's probably what's gonna happen, or maybe
Yeah,
not. But at least one of the Vision members will do something. Maybe.
yeah, I have a feeling. I just hope it's not Logan Paul, because that's just unbelievable.
Logan Paul with
Anyway,
the brass knuckles again.
I mean, I guess that would be a little believable if you hit him with the breast knuckles. But I'll tell you what, that titanium freaking punch is just so. Oh, it's so stupid. It's almost as bad as a Superman punch. Anyway, Io Sky and Raquel is for some reason the main event tonight. Because we have a segment with Roman Reigns after, so I guess that caps everything off. Um, this match was pretty good, I guess. It wasn't really crazy. Nothing crazy happened.
I was just wondering why it's even
The
happening.
craziest what?
I was just wondering why it's even happening.
Because last week Raquel said something, Io got offended and said, "I'll see you in the ring next week."
And then why is or never mind. I guess we didn't get to that part yet. But
So Kyrie runs out to the ring, I guess running away from Asuka, it looked like, which was weird.
that was more the part I'm wondering about. I'm like, why the fuck? What the fuck? Who the fuck?
Io gets temporarily distracted, but Raquel kicks Kyrie off with a boot to the face. Um, and then, so I don't know where this whole Kabuki Warriors story is going. Like, I thought I kind of knew, but this just completely took everything I knew and twisted it around and shoved it up someone's ass, and they farted it out because I don't know what the hell's going on.
I feel like they're trying to do the
Um,
long-term storytelling thing again, but like I don't get
but
what they're trying to tell me.
yeah, with this one, it just doesn't work. Um, Asuka has Kyrie by the hair and is yelling at her, and Io takes her out with a suicide dive, which which was fine. But you did forget that you were fighting Raquel Rodriguez, who hits her with a Hana bomb and picks up the win.
Just
And then
surprised to see Raquel get the win for once. Mm.
and then we get nothing else from the Kabuki Warriors after that. That's it. Match is over. That story is done. I don't know. We do see Adam Pierce. What?
I was gonna say they're stringing it along too much.
Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to drag it out till Mania or what they're trying to say, but I mean they've been doing this shit since like before even the Royal Rumble. Like
And
it's been
they gotta have a conclusion at Mania. It can't go past Mania. This shit needs to end
no,
if they're gonna do that.
because it's already getting confusing now. So I don't know. We see Adam Pierce backstage, and he makes Seth Rollins and Gunther official for WrestleMania because unless Adam Pierce states the match and says and it is official, it's not official.
I mean, fair. That's how that works.
That is how it
Even
works.
even SmackDown, they gotta go to Adam Pierce first.
Yep, because Nick Aldis, he's not enough. They say, Nick, the only thing that we respect about you is that you married Mickey James because she's hot, and that's it. Um, Roman Reigns comes down to the ring, and after like a 20-minute entrance, he basically says, "Hey, New York, acknowledge me," and then CM Punk comes out.
And beats that ass.
And finally, it's not just a promo. He comes out and they just start going at it, and refs and officials run down, and yeah, Punk takes apart the table. Punk hits a GTS after Roman breaks away from security, and he speared an official, and because of the official down, he was able to hit GTS. Then Punk powerbombs Roman through the table this week, and Raw ends with Punk standing tall over Roman Reigns and almost falling off the barricade 5-6 times.
Yeah, Punk.
Please tell me I wasn't the only one that saw that.
And then Punk was struggling with that power bomb. I'm not gonna lie. He said, "Damn, I didn't realize you were this heavy, Roman."
He said, shit, this is like 300 something dead weight. But yeah, it ended the same way, just reverse results. We didn't get no USO interference this week. We didn't get any words exchanged. It was just Punk was pissed because he got put through a table. He came down, beat the hell out of Roman, and did the same thing to Roman.
Essentially.
So it's not bad. It's not bad. What would you give the show a rating for tonight?
I feel like it was at least an 8 almost.
Yeah, as much as I love Penta, his match and Raquel's match kind of drove it down. The other matches were phenomenal. The stories were all pretty great.
Danhausen having the poof like he was gonna disappear and then not disappearing was probably what boosts it to like even a 10. Just
Yeah.
Danhausen alone, he makes it a 10.
In case you live in the New York area and you're interested, they also showed Danhausen, sorry, saying
Oh yeah,
that
sorry. So that's
they're doing Saturday night's main event, I think in June. So tickets
and
are on
if
sale, I
you
believe,
don't
Thursday.
and if you don't watch, you are Cursed.
Cursed. So yeah. But yeah, other than that, I mean, there wasn't really too much. We didn't get a Obafemi Brock Lesnar brawl, and I kind of get it. Like they don't want to make things too stale, and they want to keep us excited for the match. And I get
We got 2
why
more on
people
every
boo.
show.
Yeah, I get why people booed, but it's like you got to expect these things as we get close to a big event like WrestleMania. They don't want to. They don't want to spoil anything. They want to. They want to keep you invested, and they want you to watch the big event. They don't want to give it away on Raw.
And we have 2 more of every show, so it's not like well, they're probably gonna save it for the go home angle. Like that's when they drop it.
Exactly.
They're trying to edge you, bro. They're trying to make you nut.
Can't we just be appreciative of the fact that we're getting Brock Lesnar every single week on Raw when we haven't gotten this since like 2002?
Right? He's actually building a fucking storyline. Like this is happening.
Roman Reigns is there every week too. We haven't gotten that since like 2014.
Bro, speaking of Becky bitching that nobody gives Roman Reigns grief about being like holding people back, I'm like, yes, we do, Becky. Stop trying to make it about your vagina. No one cares that you're a woman. We just want to stop seeing you win because you're the best already. We've
I
seen
just
it too
realized
much.
I just realized we didn't get a continuation on that storyline at all this week. We didn't get no AJ
Nope.
Becky Lynch stuff
I
at
don't.
all.
Which we could have totally just replaced the entire Divas match with that. Or
Yeah,
sorry, women's match.
yeah, we could have reput like Raquel and Io could have been replaced with this promo, and it probably would have been so much better.
Or even a brawl between AJ and fucking Becky or something.
But instead, we got what we got. Well, that was that. That was that was that was what we got. And I don't. Are they trying to tell too much? Is that what's happening?
I don't know what's going on with it.
Like we're 2 weeks away from Mania, and now we have another match for Seth Rollins and Gunther, and I, I don't know. I mean, I know WrestleMania is long. It's 2 nights. There's gonna be a lot. There has to be a lot of matches, but you know, you got to give things proper time, proper etiquette, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just overlooking at it.
I don't know. I'm
But
interested. I feel like it's gonna be a good promo war between Gunther and Seth until Mania, and they actually show up every like week, so you'll be able to see them every week.
I believe they can cut some good promos. I think I'm just a little confused as to why it's Gunther and not somebody
That's
else.
more my thing. I'm like, is he a confirmed like Heyman guy now,
Yeah, because he didn't help Heyman when he left. He just kind of looked over at him. Was just like, yeah, it sucks for you.
or like is he gonna join the Vision? Is he the new head of the Vision?
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense.
What if he does?
And, I don't even know. It's because it doesn't make any sense that
The Ring
he would just
General is
randomly
now the
attack him like
Vision
that.
General.
It just doesn't make sense that he would attack him like that unless, like
He's
you
the
said, he was
Vision.
going to be joining the Vision.
He's the Vision General, not the Ring General anymore.
Definitely is possible. But unless you got anything else, I think that's it.
I think that's all. If you guys enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Let us know what you think, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.
Deuces.